Hey, good day everyone. So our topic for this video is word problems. Okay, first let's have these consecutive number problems. So if the first and the third consecutive even integers are added, the result is 22 less than 3 times the second integer. Find the integers. So ang technique kasi sa pagsosolve ng uh, dito, consecutive number problems or any word problems is gagayat-gayatin natin yung word problems. What I mean is uh, hanapin natin yung mga comma, karaniwan yung mga comma, and, salitang and or period. So, and then ita-translate natin yung sinasabi ng mga phrases na yon into algebraic equation. Okay, for example, in this case, so if the first and the third consecutive even integers are added, so pwede nating dito, tapusin dito muna yung phrase, the result is less than 3 times the second integer. So yan yung next phrase. So find the integers. So first, kailangan natin malaman ano ba yung meron dun sa problem. So kung dito may first and third integers, consecutive even integer, ibig sabihin, meron tayong tatlong tawag dito, numbers, consecutive even integers number. For example, pwede mas maganda na kung kaya nating i-represent that number or those numbers in one variable with some additional expression, mas okay para mas madali natin masosolve yung problem. For example, let's say the first number is x. Okay, so that's the first number. Then, so ano yung second consecutive even integer? So, let's say, sabihin natin na ang x, kunwari, mangula tayo. So, 2. So, ang kasunod nito is 4. So, paano tayo makaka-yield ng 4? Using x. Kung ito ay x, so magdadagdag tayo ng 2 para maging 4 siya. Kaya x plus 2, that's our second number. And then, ano yung kasunod nito? Yung third. So, 6. So, paano natin to express into x? So, x plus 4. So, x plus 4. Yan yung third number. Okay? So, next. So, meron na tayo yung tatlong number. Unknown lang yung umpisa. So, sabi, the first and third consecutive even integers are added. So, paano gagawin yon? So, the first and the third integers are added. Ayan. So, pinag-plus natin siya. Yung first at yung third. Then, sa next phrase, the result is 22 less than 3 times the second integer. So, the result, ibig sabihin nun, equals daw sa 22 less than 3 times the second integer. So, kung tatagalogin natin, mas mababa siya ng 22 kaysa sa 3 beses nung second integer. E di ang gagawin natin, 3 times the second integer, so ito yung 3 times the second integer, less 22. So yan, nakabuo na tayo ng dito. Nakabuo na tayo ng isang equation. And pwede na natin yung i-solve. So solve natin yung left hand side. So we have 2x plus 4. Yung sa kabila naman, we have 3x plus 6 minus 22. And then ilipat natin. So lilipat ko dito, 2x minus 3x is equal to 6 minus 22 minus 4. Magkakaroon tayo ng negative x. Dito magkakaroon tayo ng negative 20. And then, x is equal to 20. So, x is the first number. So, kung x is equal to 20, then x plus 2 is equal to 22. And then, x plus 4 is equal to 24. So, kung i-check natin, so the first and third integer added is equal to 3 times 24 less 22. So, ito ay 44. Ito ay 3 times 24 is, so we have 12, 72 minus 22. Sala ata ako dito ah. This is not 20. This is not 22. This is 22 pala. So, kaya pala ako sala. First and third. So, this is 66. So, 66 minus 22, 44. 44 to. So, check. So, tama ang ating sagot. So, ganun lang, no? So, chop-chopin natin yung buong problem. I-separate natin siya phrase by phrase para maka-yield tayo ng equation. Ito ba yung kulang to? Ito pa pala. So, next ay, salo na, yung last lesson. So, the lengths of the side of a triangle are consecutive odd numbers. So, consecutive odd numbers daw. So, kung consecutive odd yan, so kung ang first odd number natin is x, at yung second, ano kaya yung second number natin? So, let's say kung 1, ang second consecutive odd niyan is 3. At kung ito ay x, edi ito ay x plus 2 pa din, no? X plus 2. And then, therefore, yung third niyan is x plus 4. Yan. Okay? So, the lengths of the side of a triangle are consecutive odd numbers. So, ito yung unang statement. Yeah. So, hatiin natin that. What is the length of the longest side if the perimeter is 45? So, perimeter. So, di ba pag perimeter is equal to A plus B plus C. So, perimeter ng triangle. So, kung A, B, and C represents the length of the sides of each length of the side of the triangle. So, ito yung, itong mga numbers na to, yung perimeter sides niyan. So, perimeter is 45. And yung mga numbers natin is x plus 2 plus x plus 4. So, yan yung para makuha yung perimeter. So, ito lang ay equal sa 45 less 4 less 6. Okay, equals na muna natin. 3x plus 6. So, 45 minus 6 is equal to 3x. And we have 39 is equal to 3x. Therefore, 13 is equal to x. Yan. So, therefore, yung x plus 2 natin is, so kung isusulat natin to dito, so yung first number natin is 13, yung second number natin is 15, at yung next number natin is 17. So, tingnan nga natin, 13 plus 15 plus 17, it should be equal to 45. Okay? So, tama yung ating sagot. Okay, next. So, next naman is age problem. So, 5 years ago, John's age was half of the age he will be in 8 years. How old is he now? Okay. So, ito, ang madaling approach dito sa ganitong age problem is gagawa tayo ng timeline. No? So, una, i-identify natin sino-sino ba yung character dun sa problem. Ano yung mga timeline? So, pag sinabi nating timeline, for example, dito, 5 years ago. So, meron ano yung age ni John 5 years ago? Tapos, meron din tayong timeline dito na in 8 years. So, ano naman yung age ni John in 8 years? Tapos, meron din tayong now. Ano yung age ni John ngayon? Okay? So, kaya dito, meron tayong character na si John at may mga timeline tayo. So, yung present 5 years ago, present age niya, tsaka yung in 8 years. Okay. So, at present, ang age ni John is X kasi hindi natin alam. Okay? So, 5 years ago, ano kayang age ni John? X minus 5. Diba? Kasi kung, let's say, ang age niya dito ay 15. Therefore, ang age niya dito, kung X is 15, X minus 5 is 10. So, 5 years ago, ang age niya ay 10. Pero, sample lang naman yung 15. Hindi natin alam kung tama. Next, in 8 years, ano kaya ang edad ni John? So, kung ang present age niya is X, Therefore, in 8 years, ang age niya is x plus 8. Yan. So, meron na tayong mga timeline. Next, meron tayo ditong condition. John's age was half of the age he will be in 8 years. No? Oh, kumpletuhin ko. 5 years ago, John's age was half of the age he will be in 8 years. So, ibig sabihin, kung tatagalogin natin, so dati, 5 taon, no? So, 5 years ago, 5 taon, nung nakaraan, no? Kalahati yun ng edad niya or ng magiging edad niya in 8 years. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, kung ita-translate natin into word, okay? So, 5 years ago, John's age will be half. Ito yung 5 years ago, John's age was half of the age he will be in 8 years. So, ito daw, yung edad niya 5 years ago ay kalahati lang ng edad niya in 8 years. So, kalahati lang ng edad niya in 8 years. O kaya, x minus 5 years ago, is equal lang dun sa x plus 8 na kalahati lang. Okay? So, pwede natin yung isolve. So, gagawin, i-cross multiply ko yung 2. We have 2x minus 10 is equal to x plus 8. So, isolve lang natin. So, we have 2x minus x, tsaka 10 plus 8. So, we have x is equal to 18. So, yan yung edad ngayon ni John. So, check nga natin. Kung 18 yung age niya ngayon, 5 years ago, siya ay 13. And in 8 years, so 18 plus 8 is 26. So, pag tinignan natin, yung edad ni John, 5 years ago, ay kalahati nga lang ng edad niya or na magiging edad niya in 8 years. So, tama yung ating sagot. Okay, next. John is twice as old as his friend Peter. Peter is 5 years older than Alice. So, in 5 years, John will be 3 times as old as Alice. How old is Peter now? So, medyo marami tayong character ngayon, no? So, kung titingnan lang natin, tatlo lang naman, si John, si Peter, tsaka si Alice. Tapos, meron tayong timeline dito in 5 years. Tsaka now. So, dalawa lang yung timeline natin. Okay? So, ito yung ating table. So, gagawa lagi tayo ng ganitong timeline table para sa age problem, no? Okay? So, ano kaya ang edad ngayon ni John? So, hindi binanggit sa problem. So, therefore, lagyan natin X ang edad ni John. How about si Peter? Hindi rin binanggit sa problem. So, Y. And si Alice, hindi rin binanggit. Z. Okay? Blue pala gamitin natin. So, in 5 years, ang edad ni John is X plus 5. Si Peter naman, Y plus 5. At si Alice, Z plus 5. Okay, so nakompleto na natin yung timeline table. So, next, gagamitan natin ng tawag dito. Ito mga condition. So, sabi, John is twice as old as his friend Peter. So, yan muna yung asiksuhin natin. So, hindi sinabi na in 5 years. So, ibig sabihin, present age nila yon. So, John is twice as old. So, mas matanda siya ng doble kaysa kay Peter. So, yan yung una. So, Peter is 5 years older than Alice. So, si Peter daw is mas matanda siya ng 5 taon kay Alice. Kaya, yung edad ni Alice plus 5 years, kaedad na niya na si Peter. Okay? Tapos sabi, in 5 years, John will be 3 times as old as Alice. So, meron pa. So, in 5 years, so ito yung gagamitin natin dyan. So, John, in 5 years, John is 3 times as old as Alice. So, ibig sabihin, kung tumanda ng 5 years si John, therefore, si Alice tatanda din ng 5 years. Kaya, 3 times as old as Alice. Kaya, 3Z plus 5, hindi 3Z lang. No, kasi sabay silang tumanda. Okay? Unless stated sa problem na in 5 years, the age of John is 3 times as the present age of current age of Alice. So, 3Z lang. Pero hindi sinabi, so implied doon na pareho silang sabay tumanda. Okay, so meron tayong 3 equations, meron tayong 3 unknowns, pwede na natin yang i-solve. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko na lang, so ipapalit natin to. Ito, gawin nating y minus 5 is equal to z. So, para itong x, palitan natin ng 2y, at yung z naman, papalitan natin ng y minus 5. So, para maging isang, tag dito, variable na lang. So, yung x palitan natin ng 2y gamit tong equation na to. Then, 3 times yung z, papalitan natin itong equation na to. So, y minus 5 plus 5. So, punta tayo dito. So, 2y plus 5 is equal to 3y na lang. Okay? And then, tatranspose ko lang, 5 is equal to 3y minus 2y. Therefore, 5 is equal to y. So, ang age ni Peter ay 5. How about si John? So, sabi, x is equal to 2y. Therefore, 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So, 10 ngayon si Peter. How about si Alice? So, y is equal to z plus 5. Therefore, si Alice, or pwede natin gamitin yung isang transpose. So, z is equal to y minus 5. So, y is equal to 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, baby pa nito si Alice. Kaya 0 yung age niya. Okay? So, kung ilalagay natin, John is, sulat natin, x, y, z. Ang current age nila is 10, 5, and 0. Okay? So, pwedeng hindi pa pinapanganak si Alice niyan. Kaya 0 pa yung age niya. Okay, next. Geometric problem. So dito sa geometric problem, ang kailangan familiar tayo sa mga formula ng mga shapes. Okay? Mga geometrical shapes, 2D and 3D. So, for this example, the length of a rectangle is 4 times as its width. So, meron tayong length, therefore, yung width niya is 4 times daw. Length of the rectangle is 4 times its width. So, meron tayong sa equation. If the length is increased by 4, o sabi, if the length is increased by 4, so L plus 4, and the width is decreased by 1 inches, the area will be 60 square inches. So, pwede na, so yan, pag-multiply natin yan. Kasi, nakuha yung area, kinuha yung area nung nag-decrease yung length ng 4 inches at yung width naman ay nag-decrease ng 1 inch. So, ang area daw ay 60 square inches kasi length times width. What were the dimensions and the area of the original rectangle? So, if we have two equations to unknown, pwede na natin itong isolve. So, pwede natin gawin, itong L, palitan natin ng W. So, magiging 4W plus 4 times W minus 1 is equal to 60. So, ano pwede natin gawin? Di, FOIL method natin. So, 4W squared plus 4W minus 4W minus 4 is equal to 60. So, we have 4W squared is equal to 60 divided by 4. We have W squared is equal to 15. Ay, mali pala ako. Mali pala. So, meron pala akong 4. Cancel kasi ito eh. 4W squared minus 4 is equal to 60. Yan. So, pwede natin gawin dito 4W squared is equal to 64 divided by 4. So, tinranspose ko yung 4. So, nagkaroon tayo ng W squared is equal to 116. So, kunin na lang natin yung square root nito. W is equal to positive 16. Okay? And then, sorry. But not 16. 4. It's 4. Okay? If the width is 4, so therefore, the length is 4 times. Ito ko naman. Length is equal to 4 times 4. So, length is equal to 16. So, therefore, Our answer is L is equal to 16, width is equal to 4. Okay? So, kung i-check natin dito, length is increased by 4, naging 20, times width is decreased by 1, naging 3. So, 60. So, 60 is equal to 60. Let's check. Next. So, in a quadrilateral, two angles are equal. The third angle, o sabi, in a quadrilateral, two angles are equal. So, let's say, in a quadrilateral, pangalanan natin yung mga angle na A, B, C, D. Ito yung mga angle, no? Kasi quadrilateral yan, 4. So, two angles are equal. So, let's say, A is equal to B. So, the third angle is equal to the sum of the two equal angles. So, let's say, C is the third angle, equal daw siya dun sa sum ng two equal angle. So, ito yung equal angle, kaya A plus B. The fourth angle, so yun yung D, is 60 less than twice the sum of the other three angles. So, 60 less than twice the sum, 2 times A plus B plus C minus 60. So, yan yung, the fourth angle is 60 less than twice the sum of the other three angles. Find the measures of the angles in the quadrilateral. Okay? So, alam natin na kapag ang angle ng quadrilateral is always 360. So, isa yon na dapat yung alam. No? So, therefore, A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 360. So, we have 4 unknowns, A, B, C, D, and we have 4 equations. We can solve this. Okay? So, pwede nating ma-reduce itong mga equations na to. Okay? Again, since A is equal to B and C is equal to A plus B, therefore, pwede nating palitan si B ng A. No? So, ito equation na to magiging C is equal to A plus A, which is magiging C is equal to 2A. Okay? And then, D is equal to 2A plus B plus C minus 60. Therefore, D is equal to 2 times A, si B, A din. At si C, 2A siya, minus 60. So, therefore, D is equal to, ilan to? A plus 2A for 8A minus 60. So, kung A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 360 degrees, lagyan na natin ng degrees. Therefore, A, palitan natin. Si B, papalitan natin ng A. Si C, papalitan natin ng 2A. At si D, papalitan natin ng 8A minus 60. Yan. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng 12A is equal to 360 plus 60. So, 12A is equal to 420 degrees. So, then 12A is equal to 420 degrees over 12. A is equal to 35. So, 35 degrees. If A and B are equal, therefore, B is equal to 35. Then, C is equal to A plus A. So, therefore, 35 plus 35, 70 degrees. And D naman is equal to, kung 8A minus 60, ibig sabihin 8 times 35 minus 60. So, ilan to? So, that's 220 degrees. And kapag ka pinag-add natin to, 35, 35, 70, 220, it should be 360. Okay? So, that's the way para malaman natin kung correct yung ating solution. Next. So, ito yung sagot din doon sa kanina. So, next is coin problem. So, pag sinabi natin coin problem, kailangan malaman natin yung value ng coin. So, let's say, John received change worth of $13. He received 10 more dimes than nickels. So, kailangan alam natin yung value ni dime tsaka ni nickel. And 22 more quarter than dime. So, how much coin of each receive. So parang ganito lang yan kung sa currency natin. Kung halimbawa, kung si John ay may 13 na 5 piso, 20 na piso, tsaka 12 na 10 piso. So, in total, si John ay merong ilan? 45 na coins. Magkano kaya yung total nitong mga coins na to? Di ang gagawin natin, multiply lang natin to, no? Ayan, tapos i-add lang natin yan, no? So, 205 pesos, no? Parang ganan yung problem natin. So para malaman natin yan, alamin natin ano yung dime, nickel, tsaka quarter. So, nilagay ko na. Ang value ng nickel, nilagay ND tsaka Q. Nickel, dime, quarter. 5 cents ang nickel, ang dime ay 10 cents, at ang quarter ay 25 cents. Tapos maglalagay pa ako dito ng number of nickel, number of dimes, tsaka number of quarter. Okay? So sabi, John received worth of $13. Okay? He received 10 more dimes. So medyo mahirap kasi worth of $13. Although pwede naman nating ilagay yon, no? So pero tingnan muna natin kung paano natin. Doon muna tayo sa second phrase. He received 10 more dimes than nickels. Doon muna. He received 10 more dimes than nickel. Ibig sabihin, yung number of dime is equal to n plus 10. 10 more dimes than nickel. So, kung titignan natin, ang dami ng nickel at dime is equal to n plus 10. Katulad na niya yung dami ng dime. And 22 more quarter than dimes. So, yung quarter naman is dime plus 22. Okay? So, yun. And then, yung change na na-receive niya is $13. So, naka-dollar yan. Ito naka-cents. So, ibig sabihin, meron siyang 0.25 times Q. Anong ginagawa ko dito? So, yung value ni quarter, which is 25 cents or $0.25, multiply natin sa dami ng quarter. So, parang ito nga yung ginagawa ko kanina na yung meron kang ang value ng 10 meron kang 10 piso, tapos i-multiply mo sa dami ng 10 pesos. Okay, times the number of 10 pesos. Okay, so ganun yung ginagawa ko dito sa problem na to. So 0.25 yung value times the number of quarter na meron siya. So plus, meron din siyang nickel. Okay? Or dime. So 0.10 dime plus 0.05 nickel. So ang total niyan is $13. So meron tayong 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Pwede na natin siyang isolve. Okay? So i-plug in ko dito. So 0.25. Kaya ba dito? So 0.25 times yung quarter natin is equal to D plus 22. So ayan na natin itong 0.10 D. Tapos yung nickel natin, palitan natin ito ng D minus 10 is equal to N. So kaya 0.05 times D minus 10 is equal to 13. So pag sinolve natin to, so shortcut ko na ha, 0.4 D yan is equal to 8. Okay? So is equal to $8 na. And solving for D, we will arrive at 20 pieces of dimes. And then, kung 20 pieces yung dime, so masosolve natin yung number of nickels, which is 20 minus 10. We have 10 nickels. At dito, masosolve natin yung quarter. So, 20 plus 22, quarter is equal to 42. Ayan. So, yan na yung sagot. So, pag pinlog in natin itong D and Q dito sa equation na to, dapat tatama na 13 yung sagot dito sa side na to. So another, Lucy saves all of her quarters and dimes in a jar. She collected 170 coins that are worth $26. So how many coins each How many of each coin does she have? Okay. So meron siyang 170 na coins. So D plus Q, so the number of dime plus the number of quarter is equal to 170. So yun lang yung alam natin. Walang relationship between the number of dimes and the number of quarter. And ang total nun is 0.10 yung dimes natin. 0.10 dimes plus 0.25 quarter is equal to $26. Ayan. So, pwede natin itong gawing D is equal to 110 minus Q. So, pwedeng i-plug in dito 110 times 0.10 times 110 minus Q is plus 0.25 Q is equal to 26. So, solving for Q. So, ilan kaya ito? So, solve ko lang. Wala pa na ako solution nito. So, Q is equal to Bagal ako na para hindi ako malito. So, 0.1 times 110. So, that's 11 minus 0.1 Q plus 0.25 Q is equal to 26. So, may matitira akong 0.15 Q is equal to 26 minus 11. So, I have here 15. Yeah. Therefore, Q is equal to, so 15 divided by 0.15, that's 100. So, 100 yung quarter. Therefore, kung 170 yung dimes, meron tayong 70 dimes. Ano? So, check na natin. 0.1 times 70 plus 0.25 times 100. That's 32. Something is wrong. Mali pala ako dito. Bakit naging 110 to? So, mali pala ako dito. So, this is 170. 170. So, this is 17. 17. So, 26 minus 17, that's 9. Divided by 0.15. So, 60 quarters pala. 60 quarters and then the remaining 110 is the dime. So, doon ako nagkamali. So, 60 times 0.25 plus 110 times 0.1. So, that's 26 pesos. So, ito na yung tama answer natin. So, next. So, ito din pala yun. Hindi ko na naisulat yun. So, next is the digit problem. So, digit problem, ibig sabihin, pinaglalaroan naman natin dito yung placement ng mga digit sa number. Okay? For example, let's say we have 26. So, pwede natin itong sabing x tsaka to y. Ito, x yung nasa 10, y is yung nasa 1s. Or pwedeng baligtad. So, paano ba tayo makakuha ng 26? So, ang 26 is, pagka binasag natin yan, 20 plus 6. So, ito kasi, naka-multiples of 10. So, ibig sabihin, ang x mo ay 20, ang y mo talaga ay 6. No? No? Yung value nila, yung placement nila sa digit. Okay? So, kung alam mo, meron tayong 136. So, meron tayong x, y, z. Paano tayo magkakaroon ng 136? In multiples of 10. So, 100 plus 30. And then, since ito, once na lang to, 36. So, ito yung mga value nila in terms of placement dun sa number. Kung ones, tens, hundreds, thousands sila. Okay? So, sabi dito, the sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 11. So, let's say yung x natin is yung nasa tens digit. And then yung nasa y natin is nasa ones digit. Okay? So, the sum of a two-digit number is 11. Oh, let's say, manghula tayo. Two-digit number. Let's say, 92. So, the sum of the the digits of the two-digit number is 11. O di 9 plus 2 is equal to 11. So, pwede yan doon sa first condition. No? O, pwede namang 83. So, 8 plus 3 is 11. Maalin dyan. So, pero may isa pa tayong condition. So, ito yung gawin natin, x plus y is equal to 11. So, yan yung first condition. So, dito ko na lang ilagay. X plus y is equal to 11. If we interchange the digit, or let's say, the xy yung digit natin, pagpalitin natin siya, yx. Kung halimbawa, ito 83, magiging 38 to. Okay? The new number form is 45 less than the original. Okay? So, pagka ganitong in-interchange na natin yung digit, kailangan i-consider natin yung placement. Kung siya ay nasa ones, tens, hundreds, thousands digit. So, sabi, if we interchange the digit, so yung xy natin, naging yx. Okay? Dito isulat, xy, naging, pag in-interchange, naging yx. So, ito, tens digit to ones digit. So, naging tens digit to naging ones digit. So, the original number form, so paano natin malalaman yung value ng number nito? Since etong y ay nasa tens digit, so 10y plus x. So, paano naging 10y plus x? So, ipapaliwanag ko ulit. Halimbawa, 83, ginawa natin 38. Paano tayo makaka-yield ng 38? 30 plus 8. So, kaya to, kung ang y natin is 3, base dito, this is y. So, ita-times natin siya sa 10 para makakuha niya yung number na gusto natin. Okay. So, bakit to hindi natin times to sa 10? Kasi nasa ones digit siya. Okay. So, the new number form is 45 less than the original. So, ano yung original natin? So, original natin, halimbawa, 83. So, this is xy. At pag kinuha natin yung value niyan, 10x plus y yan, di ba? Kasi ang x mo ay 8, so palitan natin, and then ang y mo ay 3. Kaya 80 plus 3, 83. So kaya ito, 10x plus y yung original number natin. So kaya ito yung sinasabi ko, kailangan natin i-consider yung placement ng number dun sa, ng bawat digit dun sa number. So the 45 less than the original. So yan yung statement natin. So meron tayong dalawang equation, ito, tsaka ito. Okay? So, pwede nating i-plug in to, no? Itong isa. So, pwede natin gawing x is equal to 11 minus y. Okay? So, pero to, simplify muna natin, no? Ito ay magiging 10x. 3 times pa pala, nakalimutan ko. Hindi. Less than the original lang pala. The new number form is 45 less than the original. Okay, 45 less than the original pa lang. So, ito tama. Ito pala. So, pwede na natin itong i-plug in. So, 10y plus, yung x natin is 11 minus y. Dito naman, 10 times 11 minus y plus y minus 45. So, this is 9y plus 11 is equal to, ano ba to? So, ito ay 110 minus 10y plus y minus 45. So, simplify natin. So, 9y plus 10y minus y is equal to 110 minus 45 minus 11. So, this will be 18y is equal to 110 minus 45 minus 11. 54. Tingnan natin kung tama sagot ko. Therefore, y is equal to 54 divided by 18, 3. Y is equal to 3. And then, kung gagamitin na lang natin to, so paano natin malaman? X is equal to 11 minus 3. Therefore, y is equal to 8. So, therefore, the original number is 83. No? So, 83. So, the first and the second digit, 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. And then, 83 minus 45 is equal to 38. Tignan nga natin. 83 minus 45. So, 38. That's 38 is equal to 38. So, tama yung ating sagot. So, next. So, the sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 9. So, ganun ulit yan, no? Sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 9. So, x plus y is equal to 9. When the digits are reversed, so yung xy, ginawa nating yx, the new number is less than 3 times the original. So, yung new number natin, 10y plus x, is equal to daw sa 3 times the original number, 10x plus y, less 9. So, solve muna natin to. Ito pwedeng maging x equal to 9 minus y. Is equal to 30x plus 3y minus 9. So, we have, tatranspose ko na yung ibang mga variables. So, meron tayong 7y minus 29x is equal to negative 9. Yan. Tapos, i-plug in lang natin 7y minus 29, 9 minus y is equal to negative 9. So, 7y is equal, then 29 times 9, negative 261 minus plus 29y. Solve natin. So, transpose lang. We have 36y is equal to 252. So, y is equal to 7. Y is equal to 7. So, then, if y is equal to 7, so x equal to 9 minus 7, x equal to 2. So, yung ating original number is 27. Okay? So, tingnan nga natin. 27. So, ang reverse ng 27 is 72. So, yung reverse niya is 72. So, tingnan nga natin. Sabi, 3 times yung original number minus 9 is equal to 72 daw. So, tingnan nga natin. 3 times 27 is 81. Minus 9 is equal to 72. 81 minus 9 is 72. Equal to 72. So, tama ang ating sagot. Okay, so that's all for a digit problem. Next, average of a number problem. So, madali lang to. Pag sinabi natin average of a number, di kailangan lang natin kunin yung mean or yung average. Tapos, kailangan din natin dyan minsan ng mga sum. Kasi paano ba makuha yung average? Eh di isasum muna natin, then i-divide natin dun sa isang, kung ilan man sila. Okay, sabi, the average of 6 numbers is 20. So, the average of 6 number, let's say, 6 number is 20. Ibig sabihin, yung sum ng 6 numbers, so, yung sum nito, divided, para makuha yung average, i-divide natin sa 6, equals dun sa 20. So, yung sum ng 6 number divided by 6, that's the average, which is 20. So, if we remove one of the number, the remaining numbers is, the average of the remaining number is 15. So, if we remove a number, let's say S yung sum nila, ima-minus natin yung isang number which is x. So, divided by 5 na lang. No, kasi 5 na lang yung natitirang number. So, ang average nito, ibig sabihin, yung total minus a number divided by 5 is equal to 15. No? Kasi alam mo, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. So, ang sum nito, kunwari, is ito. So, divided by 6, ito yung average. So, that's an example lang, no? Hindi ko naman sinasabi na ang sum nito, ang average nito is 20. So, and then if we remove a number, or let's say minus 5, so ilan na lang matitira dito? So, 5 number na lang. Kaya divided by 5, ang sum nila kunwari is 15. So, ganun yung nangyayari sa problem na to. So, we have two equations, two unknowns. Pwede na natin ito isolve. So, pinapahalap dito yung number na tinanggal. So, pwede natin itong i-transpose. So, S is equal to 120. So, magkakaroon tayo 15 is equal to 120 minus x over 5. Makukuha na natin ang x na 45. So, yan yung tinanggal na number. So, ganun lang kasimple ang average of a number problem. So, next, Timothy's average score on the first 4 tests was 76. On the next 5 tests, his average score was 85. What was the average score of all 9 tests? So, sa first 4 tests daw, so, let's say yung average score niya sa first 4 tests, let's say S sub 1 over 4 is equal to 76. And then, sa next 5 tests naman, S sub 2 over 5, 85. So ngayon, what was the average of all his tests? So ibig sabihin yung sum ng first 4 tests plus the sum of the second 4 tests divided by 9 is equal to the average. Okay? So paano natin hanapin yung average? Eh di, computein lang natin, ano ba yung sum ng first 4? Paborin ko muna to, dito ko isulat. So, S plus 1 plus S plus 2 over 9 is equal to average. So, ito magiging S sub 1 is equal to 76 times 4 is 304. Ito naman, S sub 2, 85 times 5, 425. Therefore, his average is equal to 304 plus 425 over 5. Ay, over 9 pala. Over 9, so average is equal to 81. Yan na yung ating sagot. So next, fraction problem. So para din tong digit problem, pero naka-fraction naman. So 1/3 of a number is 6 more than 1/4 of a number. Find the number. Okay, let's say x is the number. Okay? So x is the number. Sabi, 1/3 of a number, so x over 3, yan yung 1/3, is 6 more than 1/4 of the number. So, x over 4 plus 6. Ayan, since isa lang naman hinahanap natin na number, pwede na natin yung solve, no? So, ito ay magiging x over 3 is equal to x. I-add ko to, x over 4 plus 6 magiging x plus 24 all over 4. And then, cross-multiply lang. 4x is equal to 3x plus 72. Then, 4x minus 3x is equal to 72. X is equal to 72. Ano? So, i-check nga natin. 1/3 of a number is 6 more than 1/4 of the number. So, ano ba ang 1/3 ng 72? So, 24. Is equal to 72 divided by 4, 18 plus 6. O, yan, makita na natin, no? 24 is equal to 24. So, tama ang ating sagot. So, next. Ito naman. Ito, fraction na talaga, no? The denominator of a fraction is 5 more than the numerator. If 1 is subtracted from the numerator, the resulting fraction is 1/3. So, find the fraction. So, let's say x is numerator, then y is the denominator. So, the denominator of the fraction is 5 more than the numerator. So, y is equal to x plus 5. So, yan yun. And if 1 is subtracted to the numerator, so x minus 1, the resulting fraction is 1/3. So the x minus 1 over y equal daw to sa 1/3. Ayan. So pwede natin tong i-substitute dito. So ito ay magiging x minus y over x plus 5 is equal to 1/3. So cross multiply lang. 3x minus 3 is equal to x plus 5. So 3x minus x is equal to 5 plus 3. 2x is equal to 8. So x is equal to 4. Okay? So kung x is equal to 4, therefore, y is equal to x plus 5, y is equal to maging 9. So ang ating fraction is 4 over 9. So ito yung sagot. So pag chinek natin, the denominator, yung 9 is 5 more than the numerator. At kapag ka nag-minus 1 tayo, so 4 minus 1 over all over 9 is equal to 3 over 9, which is pagka nilowest term natin, 1/3. So tama yung ating sagot. So next, motion problem naman. So sa motion problem, okay, sa motion problem, madali lang to. So kailangan lang natin yung distance po, speed is equal to distance over time lang naman yung kinakailangan natin dito ng mga formula. Okay? So John and Philip who live 14 miles apart start and tune to walk towards each other. Alam mo, ito si John, ito si Philip, at yung distance ng house nila is 14 miles. So naglakad sila papunta sa isa't isa, and then ang rate nila is 3 miles per hour to, ito 4 miles per hour. So ilang oras kaya sila magmi-meet? At for sure hindi sila sa gitna magmi-meet kasi mas mabilis maglakad si Philip. Okay? So paano gagawin natin diyan? Okay? So let's say x is the time for walking. So, di ba? Velocity is equal to distance over time. So, malalaman natin yung time, meron tayong distance, meron tayong velocity. So, pwede natin gawing time is equal to distance over velocity. No? Kaya, time times velocity times time, makuha natin yung distance. Okay? Isa yun, no? So, gano'ng katagal maglalakad si John at si Philip? So, para sila maglalakad ng x time, no? Kaya 3x plus 4x is equal to 14. So, bakit naging 14? So, kung lalagyan natin yan ng unit, so 3 miles per hour times x na naka-r, yan yung time, plus 4 miles per hour times x r din. So, is equal to 14 miles. No? So, cancel yung r. Okay? So, kaya maging 3x plus 4x is equal to 14. So, we have 7x equal to 14. Therefore, x is equal to 2 hours. Okay? So, after 2 hours, magmi-meet na sila. So, ganun kasimple lang yung problem. So, kung dadagdagan natin, after 2 hours, ang malalakad ni John is 2 times 3 miles per hour. Malalakad niya is 6 miles. Ito naman, 4 times 2 hours, 8 miles naman ang malalakad niya. So, total of 14 miles pa rin. So, next, 2 planes leaving at the same point at 8 a.m. Plane 1 heads east at 600 miles per hour and plane 2 heads west at 400 miles. So, ito yung pinagmula nila. So, ito yung west, ito yung east. So, yung isa daw, 600 mph. Yung isa naman, si P1, ito si P2, 450. So, how long will they be 1,400 miles apart? So, gano'ng katagal daw bago yung distance na to is magiging 14 miles. And anong oras yon? And how far has each plane traveled? So, daming tanong, no? So, una, alamin natin, pwedeng malaman natin dyan, gaano katagal muna, no? So, x will be the time of flying. So, ibig sabihin, so 600 times x plus 450 times x. So, ang distance nila apart is 1,400. So, gaano kaya katagal yan? We have 1050x is equal to 1,4. X is equal to 80 minutes or 4/3 hour or 1 hour 20 minutes. Ayan. So, ganun katagal. So, anong oras yon? So, anong oras yon? Kung nagsimula sila ng alas 8, kung 8 a.m. ang start, at inabot sila ng 1 hour 20 minutes, therefore, that's 9:20 a.m. After sila maging 1/4. Okay? So, meron na tayong sagot dito. How long after 1 hour 20 minutes, 1/4 miles apart sila, and anong oras yun nangyari? So, anong oras? E di, lumabas sa atin na 9 a.m. So, how far has each plane travel? E di, 6 times, so this is naka-R, 4/3 R. Lagyan natin, 600 miles per hour. Ito naman, 450 miles per hour. So, 4/3 hour yung tinravel nila. So, ito, inabot to ng 800 miles. Ito naman, 600 miles. Okay? So, yun yung motion problem. Okay, next. So, mixture problem naman. So, John has 20 ounces of 20% salt solution. How much salt should he add to make it a 25% solution? So, originally, meron si John na 20 ounce na 20% solution. Ngayon, dadagdagan niya daw ng asin yon para tumapang yon maging 25% na yung solution. So, paano natin isosolve yan? So, gagawa tayo ng table. So, automatic to na laging may concentration amount. Tapos yung product is concentration times amount to. No? Concentration times amount yung product. Okay? So, meron lagi tayo original. And then, ito, pwedeng magbago. Kung mag-a-add tayo, magsusubtract, or ano ba yung mga nangyayari sa problem. Tapos, ano ba yung magiging result. So, karaniwan, ganito yung, tawag dito, ganito yung nilalagay natin sa table. So, originally, si John has 20 ounce of 20% salt solution. Okay? Okay? So, John has 20 ounces of 20% solution originally. So, anong concentration niya? Gagawin nating decimal, 0.20. And then, anong amount? So, 20 ounces. So, kahit and then, yung product dito is 0.2 times 20. So, isulat muna natin dyan. And then, how much salt should he add to make it 25% solution? Kaya dito, nakalagay added. Pero, hindi naman laging added yung mangyayari dyan. No? So, kung magdadagdag siya ng salt to make it 25% solution, okay? Ano yung concentration ng salt? No? Pwedeng ilagay natin muna sa result. So, sa result, yung concentration niya is 25%. Okay? So, gaano kaya kadami yung salt na ilalagay niya? Since purong salt yon, 1 ang ilalagay natin. Bakit 1 or 100%? Kasi puro nga yung salt. No? Walang halo yung salt. So, 1 or 100% yung concentration yan. At gaano kadami? Hindi natin alam. So, ilalagay natin yung X. Kaya dito, ang product nila is X. So, ang resulta, gaano kadami na ngayon yung 25% salt solution? Eh di 20 plus X. No, pinag-add lang natin tong dalawang to. Tapos, yung product nito, 0.25 times 20 plus X. Ayan. So, gagamitin natin tong product para sa equation. So, yung 0.2 times 20, and then nag-add siya ng X amount na nag-yield siya ng 0.25% solution ng 20 plus x yung dami. So, ito ay, this is 4 plus x is equal to 5 plus 0.25x. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 0.75x in a shortcut ko yung pagsusolve. So, is equal to 1. So, x is equal to 4/3 ounce. So, ganyang kadaming salt yung ilalagay natin. Next, atangka sa capacity of 10 gallons. When it is full, it contains 15% alcohol. How many gallons must be replaced by an 80% alcohol solution to give 10 gallons of 70% solution? Okay, una kailangan maintindihan natin ano ba nangyayari sa problem. So, meron siyang galon na 10 gallons yung capacity. At ito ay 15% solution. Okay? So, when it is full, it contains 15%. How many gallons must be replaced by an 80% alcohol solution to give 10 gallons of 70% solution? Ibig sabihin, itong 15, gagawin nating 80. Dadagdagan natin ng 80% alcohol solution para maging concentration niya 70%. Kaya lang, since puno na tong galon, anong gagawin natin? So, magbabawas tayo. Let's say, ito na lang kunwari yung level. No, X gallon to. Let's say, yung nabawas is X gallon. Tapos yung natira is Y gallon. So, 15% pa rin ang solution yan. Babawasan natin yan para maidagdag natin yung 80% solution na anong amount? X gallon. Bakit X gallon yung amount? Kasi, kailangan punuin pa rin natin to give 10 gallons. So, kailangan maka 10 gallons pa rin tayo. Ibig sabihin, kung gaano kadami yung tinanggal mo, ganun kadami din lang yung idadagdag mo. Okay? So, ito, mag-yield to ng 10 gallons, puno yan, na 70% solution. So, magdadagdag tayo. So, anong nangyari? Nagbawas, tapos nagdagdag. Kaya dito sa ating table, meron tayo original, nag-remove tayo, and then mag-a-add tayo. Tapos, ano yung magiging resulta? So, yung concentration natin initially is 0.15%. Ang amount niya is 10 gallons. So, ito is 0.15 times 10. Nag-remove tayo. Ano yung concentration ng ni-remove natin? Since galing yung ni-remove natin sa 10 gallons, ang concentration nun is 15%. Gaano kadami yung ni-remove natin? Hindi natin alam. So, 15x. Kaya lalagay natin na x. Okay? So, gaano kadami naman ano yung concentration ng inad natin? 0.8. Gaano kadami yung dinagdag natin? Siyempre, kung gaano kadami din lang yung nagabawas. Kasi, kailangan natin makiyield ng 10 gallons pa din. No? So, anong resulta? 70% solution. Gaano kadami yung result? 10 gallons yung required natin. Kaya, 0.7 times 10. Okay? So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng equation 0.15 times 10. Remove. So, minus to. Minus 0.15 and then added. Plus so, may x pa pala yun. 0.80x. Nag-result siya ng 70% na 10 gallons. So, meron tayo dito 1.5 minus 0.5 minus, plus 65 na lang to. Plus 0.65x is equal to 7. So, pag kinuha na natin yung x dyan, bibiglayin ko na 8.46115.38462 gallons. Ano ba ang tanong sa atin? Gaano kadami yung kailangan nating i-replace? Ibig sabihin, from 10 gallons ng 15% solution, babawasin natin to. And then, mag-a-add ulit tayo ng ganitong kadami naman na 80% solution para makayield tayo ng 10 gallons na 70% solution. So, ganun lang yung mixture problem. So, last type is work problem. So, it is one of the easiest problem. No? So, fraction lang to. Peter can mow the lawn in 40 minutes. And John can mow the lawn in 60 minutes. How long will it take for them to mow the lawn together? So, ganun lang kasimple to. So, paano siya gawin? So, if Peter can loan in 40 minutes, so 1/40. Yan yung work niya. Plus, yung work ni Jan is 1/60 kasi sabi, how long will it take for them to mow the lawn together? So, yung work ni Peter plus yung work ni Jan, so naka-fraction lang yan, is equal to 1/t. Yung total time it takes for them to mow the lawn together. So, kukunin lang natin yung t dyan. So, maging 1/24 is equal to 1/t. Pag kinuha natin yung t is equal to 24 minutes, which is expected natin na mas mabilis nilang matatapos. So, ganun lang siyang kasimple. Next, it takes Maria 10 hours to pick 40 bushels of apples. So, si Maria daw, 10 hours. So, 1/10. Kyla can pick the same amount in 12 hours. So, plus 1/12. How long will it take if they work together? So, 1/t. So, this will become 11/60 is equal to 1/t. Therefore, t is equal to 60/11 minutes. Or sorry, not minutes, hours. Dapat pareho yung time. Now, make sure na same yung time na tinutukoy dito. So, 12 hours, 12 hours. Make sure na same. They are the same. Or 5.45 hours. So, mas mabilis. So, that's all. Thank you.